noticing the belly swelling with the bottom hand and lifting to your top hand as you exhale from your top hand, lowering to your bottom hand, drawing lower belly in. Noticing the circle of your breath, the circle of the sun and the moon around the earth, with the dark moon at the moment, with a new moon at the weekend, and the summer solstice, also a solar eclipse, a ring of fire. This is a very powerful time. So let's take some deep, big, powerful breaths. Just noticing your own rhythm of your breath. Maybe sighing out of your mouth a few times. Taking a few more breaths in your own time, please. Noticing sun energy with warmth, masculine, yang, and the moon energy with feminine, yin, lunar, cooling energy. Now let's sit with our hands to our knees, cross our legs the opposite way please, so your other leg goes to the front space now. We'll do seated cat-cow. With an inhale, lift your heart, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, rounding, drawing lower belly in, keeping that going, inhaling, lengthening, feeling your belly, your heart. Exhale, rounding across the back of the shoulders, the heart to the belly, drawing in. Inhale to lift again, feeling your sun side at the front of your body. Exhale to round, feeling your moon side at the back of your body. Keeping that going, inhale to lift up, shine with your sun. Exhale to soften and glow with your moon. Inhale, shining, lifting up. Exhale, softening down as you draw lower belly in. Coming to a flat back. Let's lift our hands up in a big circle 3 times. Draw the palms together. Exhale down the center line of your body. Twice more. Inhale, lighting your aura, your heart field, shining all around. Exhale, offering thanks through your body to the earth. Once more. Inhale deeply. Exhale through the sun to your moon. And let's take our hands to our pelvis. Touch the index fingers and the thumbs together, and we draw this downward pointing triangle, symbol of our lower chakras, of our sacral chakra, connecting to moon, feminine, yin energy. And just sit for a few moments, closing your eyes, with moon and sun energy. Both are very creative, very powerful, transformational energies. And in our sacrum, we have the choice to create life, how we choose our emotions, how we choose our direction in life creates our life, as well as this being our sexual creative center. And as you just sit with this, noticing what you would like to create in your life the most at the moment for you, as this weekend is a very potent, powerful opportunity to tap into that deeper and to really think about what you would like to create in your life. The sun and the moon together in this powerful energy is like a big symbol of unity, of feminine and masculine. And the feminine and masculine within you, of the whole world, what you would like to create in your life. One more breath. And then just as a gesture, bring your hands up in a prayer to your mouth, turn the palms forward, and you can blow your wish out to the world. Great, let's circle our arms up again, interlace the fingers, turn the palms up, feel the lungs stretch through your body, lifting your heart, your gaze, press to the earth. Let's exhale, fold forwards, cross your forearms and just soften your shoulders, you're rounding. You're sealing this in as a seed with the dark moon and the new moon about to happen at the weekend. New beginnings, new birth, new cycle. And with the solar eclipse and the sun in the fullness, it's the energy of the feminine and the darkness with the feminine and the light of the masculine. And that can sound kind of strange, but that's how they're represented in energies, with the dark being the yin and the light being the masculine. And it's been said that over the last 100 or so years, many years, the masculine has been a very powerful, potent energy of our times, with patriarchy, with all that has been happening in the world. And now there's a chance for the feminine to rise from the darkness, to rise with a new vision for the world, a new cycle, a new birth. And often as we come into a new birth, it's a transitional period of going through the darkness, going through all the emotions, all the energy that needs to be shared, and then rebirthing into the light and holding the darkness and the light in balance, noticing this, the balance. Let's take one more breath with your breath in this balance, equanimous inhale and exhale. And then slowly coming up to the top. Let's take it onto our knees. We'll start with a bit of a dynamic practice now, because I know you've been seated quite a while with that. We'll take our left foot out to the side and make sure the left foot is square to the edge of your mat. Hands just in front of you. I hope you can see my hands as well with the angle of my screen. I have to have it like that. And as you take your hands just in front of you, maybe they're in front of you just a little bit, or maybe you're really stretching them forward and you're leaning further down to the ground and really going for the stretch that way. Maybe taking 10 breaths at the lifted part first, and then maybe dropping down for 10 more breaths. And I'll count you through them, okay? So we'll do the same on this side as the other side. I'm going to set up a timer actually, and the timer will be a minute for the first, which is your hands in a normal position, and then maybe a minute for you to reach forward. So we started taking big deep breaths, noticing the left leg, the yin, feminine moon side. And as we press the foot down, lengthening through your spine, feel from both feet all the way through, soften your shoulders. Today's practice, we'll be thinking about a whole body as usual, also our legs, the leg line of our meridians, where this targets the energy with more balance, more flowing energy through our legs, through the hips and our pelvis, and up to all of the organs in our body, especially the lower organs, the pelvis, of your lower belly, of your lower ribs, all the belly and the lower organs. Now let's reach our hands forward if you want to, lowering a bit more, and we sit here again, big deep breaths, breathing through the back of the shoulders to the back of the hips, lengthening your heart. If you need to back off, please do, but try not to fidget and stay in stillness. Noticing those sensations, your breath, both feet and legs, how there's little ripples and movements through your body, balancing with your breath, the sun and the moon energy. And as we stretch and notice our body more, we're letting go of any tension, opening to balance, opening to new energy thriving within us. Carefully taking your hands back to that first position, please, and then carefully drawing that leg in. Let's be on our hands and knees. You don't need to move, and just have a shuffle from side to side with both legs. You'll be feeling your left hip more active. And then circling round the hips one way and then the other. Let's come back to a center point, and then we'll move our right foot out to the side. Again, the same on this side. Noticing where the hands are, shoulder width apart, down to the ground, and the right foot flat to be square to that side of the mat, where the outer edge is pressing down and the inner arches are lifting. Notice the leg, and if it's different at all, and we try and balance out this side. Again, we'll stay for a minute in this first position from now, and a minute to the next position if you chose it for the other side. As you breathe through, softening your shoulders, the back of your body, feeling the spine long, lengthening with your breath. As we invite freshness, revitalizing all of our organs, from our pelvis, through our belly, to our lower ribs and our diaphragm, to the heart and the lungs, all the way through our body, to our face, to our mind, all the way through the systems, the glands, the nerves of our body. One more breath here. And then reaching the hands forward as you settle down for a deeper stretch, feeling your heart moving to the ground, hands lengthening forwards, pressing the hips back slightly. Stay in that safe zone where you're at your edge, trying your best but not going too far. Feel into the sensations, the fluctuations. Breathing through, breathing into balance with our sun, masculine, yang side. Feeling the heart lifted with your breath. Even if you're stretching it forwards, keep that slight lift. One more big breath. And then slowly walking your hands back, take your knees back to hip distance apart. And again, let's just have a little sway from side to side. Have a circle round one way, easing your shoulders, your neck, your face. And then circling round the other way, easing through. Let's settle back to child's pose, taking our knees about hip distance apart or a little bit wider. Feel into swaying from side to side in your child's pose first of all. The breath softening the back of your body, the back of your lungs and hips. And then let's take our palms together and lower the prayer to the back of our head, our neck. Feeling the stretch through the upper arms, across the shoulder blades. Breathing through. I read a passage called Surrender. Surrender to the postures. The difficult ones reflect life's struggles. The sweet ones are joy. Surrender to the outcome of your actions. They're not the end. Each day, each practice, just do your best. Surrender to the actions of the universe, the marvel of nature, the things you never saw coming. Surrender to the present difficulties, the pain and the losses, especially to the things you tried so hard to control but couldn't. Surrender to the definition of yourself, your judgments. They are just your way of limiting who you are. Have a deep, unwavering trust that right now you are where you are meant to be. Feel the universe working beautiful magic through you. Let's come up to our hands and our knees again. And we're going to do that same stance once more. So we'll take our left leg out to the side and it's in line with the left knee. This time we're going to reach our right hand forward and then link the left arm under. So you're in a thread the needle as you press the foot. Feel the stretch in a different way in this twist to your lower back and your shoulders. As you lower the left shoulder down to the ground, feel into your head relaxing, your jaw relaxing. And let's take 10 more big breaths here. Breathing deep, feeling into the stretch, deepening, building your determination, your focus with your breath. Each breath circling round the sun as you inhale. Exhale the moon. Keeping that going, feeling through. 2 more big breaths, please. Softening your face and your jaw. And then exhale, slowly coming up. We're going to lift the body up. Reach the right arm up and over into an arch. Stay here for 10 breaths. And take it slowly, so don't go too much reaching all the way over. Stay at a point that's the best for you, not overdoing things. Maybe slowly with your breath, you can just angle it each breath a little bit more, reaching, feeling into the stretch, the opening of your side bodies, lifting through your pelvis, your tummy, your heart. One more breath. Now let's circle this arm round, taking it backwards at first, circling it all the way around. Maybe your gaze follows the arm as well when you look round and you turn. One more breath, circling round. Great, we'll take our right arm underneath our left now for eagle arms, hands to the centre of your face. Start to round a little bit across the back of your neck and your shoulders, lifting the elbows up, look down to the upper arms. We'll take 3 more breaths here, squeezing the upper arms and the elbows towards each other. Feel the shoulders drawing away from each other. The space between your shoulder blades, space of your heart, breathing through your lungs. And then let's lower, shrugging the shoulders round a few times. We'll take it onto our hands and knees again. Have a little sway from side to side. Maybe swaying forward and back a couple of times to notice your wrists, your fingers all spread equal, the pads of your hands pressing down to strengthen and activate your arms. And then let's go to the other side. So taking your right foot out, level with the knee and the foot's flat to the ground to the side. We take the hands down, reaching your left hand in front. Take your right hand underneath the left, threading it under and dropping down to this side. Noticing the stretch through the twist with the lower back to the shoulders. Dropping the weight down. We stay for 10 big breaths. Breathing through. Feeling through from the feet, the inner leg line to the hips.
across the pelvis, drawing lower belly in as you exhale, keeping the softness with your shoulders, your face, your jaw, length through your spine. 2 more big breaths, please. And then slowly coming up, we're going to lift the body up and reach the left hand over to the side. Again, not going too far at first, we stay for 10 breaths. Feel into being lifted through the strength of your core, your spine, creating room for your organs. Maybe each breath stretching a little bit more to the fingertips, to the top. 2 more big breaths, please. Lifting your heart and your gaze. And then let's start to circle the arm backwards and around in your own way. Few breaths. Breathing into this side, opening your shoulder, the side body, the hips. Then taking your left elbow underneath your right, eagle arms, hands to the center. Look down and start to lift the elbows, drawing lower belly in. Feel from the feet again all the way through. Feel the shoulders, the back of the neck. Softening as much as you can, telling the muscles of the back of the neck and the shoulders to melt, soften, with the moon cooling softness, and the sun's warming vibrancy. Exhale, releasing, let's shrug our shoulders a few times. And then we'll come back onto our hands and knees, please. Let's just do a few cobra rolls. So we're going to move from child's pose forward with the body, all the way in a long line up to cobra, bending the elbows, pelvis towards the ground, pressing the feet flat to the back of the mat. Keep that going in your own breath, and you can take as many as you like. Let's take 3 together. Breathing well. Inhale, coming forward, softening the shoulders back, lifting your heart. Exhale, back. And one more time as we come forward this time. Let's settle and just sway from side to side. Feeling the shoulders moving backwards as you sway to the side of that shoulder. One more breath. And then let's lower down to our elbows for Sphinx. Going to take the hands to the ground, firm the legs, the thighs, wriggle onto the front of the thighs, feel the feet. You can have a more difficult variation of Sphinx if you like, with the feet tucked towards your hips and the legs together. Makes it difficult, puts a lot more of the back bend through the whole of your spine then. But we're always lifting up from the hips to our heart, lengthening through. And as we stay here, softening your breath, noticing your hands, and we can either choose the hands to be flat or together in prayer, or the fingertips and thumb tips in Hakini Mudra. Maybe if you like them interlaced, index finger pointing up like an arrow in a Tara Bodhi Mudra. It's choosing what's best for you and what aligns with your energy most tonight. Maybe it's more softness and just feeling the touch of your fingertips and your thumbs. Maybe it's to be with focus of balancing your breath and your body, strengthening. Or maybe with the index finger pointed, it's to be really lengthening like an arrow, like a beam of light. Either of those are great. So choosing what's right for you, softening your shoulders back, lifting your heart. Let's take 5 more big breaths, please. Breathing deep, feeling into the back of the body as well.
Inhaling through the front with the sun, exhaling through the back, the moon. Feeling the circle expanding through you. Now you've got a choice either to rest in crocodile lowering down, or we're going to take seal, moving the fingers out at a diagonal, thumb and index finger are diagonal in the V, and we lift up to seal with the arms straightening. Keep a micro bend in the elbows and check the inner elbows are slightly angled inwards, but they're also in line with the inner point of your thumb and your index finger. So they're kind of in line there, and you're feeling the outer shoulders, the outer arms more in your awareness as well. You can walk the hands towards you and lift up a bit more. If you want to rest down, of course, rest in crocodile, crossing the forearms, swaying your feet. Let's stay for 5 more breaths in seal or crocodile as you lift into your seal, lifting your heart, pressing the toes down, feeling the glutes lifted, lengthening from the lower lumbar, lifting out of the pelvis, up to the crown of the head. Feel the back of the head, the neck, the back of the shoulders, softening your jaw. 1 more big breath. And then exhale, lowering down to crocodile. Let's rest and sway our feet, have a sigh. So we're going to do a few more back bends and then come into some lunge work after these. Next we're going to firm the toes down, take the hands around the face and lengthen through our body. Feel like you're on a beach and you're reading a book perhaps. You like this as your book reading posture, sometimes when you're on your front. And you can choose to keep the feet active, the toes down, or straighten the toes to the ground. Keep a bit of softness so you're not overdoing it, and you have that balance of strength and softness. Feel the warmth through the back of your body, just like the sun was glistening, shining down. And we're going to take a cooling breath here called Shatali as we round our tongue. So you tuck your tongue to make it into a round shape, or you purse your lips to create a little hole in the center of your lips. And what we do is we inhale through our nose and we exhale through our mouth with our tongue rounded, all those pursed lips. Let's take 3 breaths like that. Inhale through nose, exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose again, exhale through your mouth. And now we'll reverse that. We're going to inhale through our mouth with the tongue rolled or the pursed lips, and exhale through our nose. 3 breaths. Inhale through your mouth, exhale through nose, inhale through your mouth, exhale through nose. Last time, inhaling through mouth, feeling the cool air, and exhale through your nose. Let's lower down to crocodile again, swinging our legs from side to side. Next, we're going to practice cobra. So let's move on to the front of our thighs again. Take our hands just underneath the shoulders, firming the fingers and spreading them wide, activating the hands. Draw the elbows in and draw the shoulders down before you come up. Feel the pelvis and tilt the pelvis towards the mat. Lift up through your lower belly, so drawing navel to spine slightly as it lengthens your lower lumbar.
We then start to peel off the mat and come up about halfway, bending the elbows into the sides. If you need to lift up a bit more, of course you can do, or lower down, it's your practice, but just try to stay in a midpoint where you're not in your usual cobra, automatic kind of pose, where you're working and you're noticing the back of your muscles, all the back body muscles, all the spine muscles, around the pelvis, lifting to the shoulders, drawing the shoulders back. Let's take 3 more breaths like this. I know it's hard. Big deep breaths, inhaling, lengthening through the sun side. Exhale, softening down your moon side. Inhale, lifting your heart. Exhale, softening your shoulders. One more breath through. Inhaling, lengthening. And exhale, let's soften all the way down, crossing our forearms. And try to switch the way you cross your forearms each time that you come to crocodile, please, as we sway our feet over our legs. Have a sigh. Taking your hands underneath your shoulders, firm the toes, bring the elbows in, and peel yourself off the mat to stretch back to a child's pose briefly. Now let's lift up to downward facing dog, tuck the toes under, have a stretch through the whole of your body, noticing the hips, the legs, the feet, through the body to the hands. Maybe taking one heel towards the mat as you bend the other knee, walking your dog. Maybe lifting one foot up and circling it round one way, then the other. And we'll do the same on the other side, one way and then the other. Let's take the right foot forward now into a lunge variation. Hands are going to be inside the right foot actually. Let's move the right foot over to the outer edge. Turn the toes out for lizard. You can have the hands down, the back knee down, and just stay here softening. Or if it's available to you, lowering down to your forearms makes it a deeper stretch to the hip. And if it's available to you in either of those, lifting the back knee up as you press through that left leg, feeling into the pelvis, the hips, the shoulders, the spine. And as we settle here, I'm going to time you again. We'll be here for a minute and then we'll have an option to take it a bit further. As you breathe deep, feeling the warmth of your breath, of your practice, maybe feeling quite warm and heated, and as there is a lot of fire energy at the moment, it's good to be with the same energy as the seasons and to not kind of fight the seasons, not fight the natural energy that's around us. If we just flow with that energy, it creates a lot more flow in our lives, in our body as well. So feeling that heat and enjoying the sun, heat within you, this inner shining like you're on a beach, inside. Let's take 2 more breaths here, please. And then lowering the back knee. If it was lifted, reach the right hand back into a twist, looking to the right thumb. You can either just keep the hand there. If you've got availability to catch the foot, hooking the heel towards your hip and drawing the right shoulder back more as you slingshot your heart, lifting your heart, beaming it to the sky. So either of those are great. And again, let's stay here now and set up for a minute. Breathing deep, hand back into the twist, or connected to the foot. Breathing each breath through, feeling the breath, feeling through the body. So if you could drop into your inner vision of all the cells, all the chemistry, the energy of your body, constantly renewing, transforming this inner fire of your organs. All the work that's done magically, that's alchemical magic within you. One more breath here, please. And then bringing the hand back and the foot to the ground if it was lifted. Now let's flex this right foot into diagonal splits. We can either keep the hands framing the foot as they just are, or you can take the hands inside the right foot towards the left outer corner of the mat. Stretch the hands forward and the hips back for a different, stronger stretch as well. So whichever is best for you. We'll stay here for a minute and then we have a chance to stretch out a bit further, progressing and finding a stretch towards a form of what looks like to be splits. It doesn't have to be at all. And let's take 2 more breaths here, please. Breathing deep through this right leg, the calf, the back of the knee, the thigh. And then coming up towards the middle with your hands, keep that right foot over to the right and then slide it up the mat a bit. If you have a floor that's smooth, it helps. Maybe you can tuck the back toes under to stabilize you, or move that back foot and the back knee back a little bit and steady yourself as you sway from side to side. We're just staying here for 2 more breaths and not long, don't worry. Soften your shoulder, your face, your jaw. Feel like your legs are bobbing on waves. And then carefully drawing that foot back. Let's take it all the way back to our hands and knees. Lifting to downward facing dog. When you're ready, have a pedal out of the feet. 1 foot pedals as the other knee bends. Stretch it out, enjoying the difference between the sides. And then let's step the left foot forward to the top of the mat. Right knee down, take the left foot out to the side, tilting it at diagonal again for your lizard. Hands inside and choosing your options that you did last time, either on your forearms with the knee down or the knee lifted, activating the legs. We stay here again for a minute, noticing your breath through. Breathing deep, feeling into the shoulders softening, your jaw soft. And let's take 3 breaths with that cooling breath. This time we'll breathe in through our mouth first of all and out through the nose, which is the traditional cooling moon breath. Inhale through your mouth with your tongue rounded or your lips pursed. Exhale through your nose. Inhale through your mouth, feeling the cool air. Exhale through your nose. 1 more time, inhale through your mouth, sucking and sipping the air in. Exhale through your nose. And let's go to a normal breath now. 2 more breaths, big long breaths. Taking the back knee down, let's move this left hand in a twist and offering it to the back, just staying there, dropping the left shoulder back, or keeping the hand lifted and the foot to catch the foot and moving the foot in again. Choose your option, lifting your heart, turning around, feeling into the legs, the thigh, the front of the right hip, the back of the left, turning with your gaze to the left, big deep breaths, feeling into what you would like to create in your life, this new cycle, this new moon coming at the weekend, the heights of summer, the midpoint of the year, equal day and night. Well, actually, it's the shortest night of the year, isn't it? It's a very short night and a very long day. One more breath, please. And then coming to center, let's flex the foot into our half splits. Hands can be either side of the foot, inside the foot, or over to the right side, off the right side a bit, and leaning back more for this stretch as you walk the hands forward, feeling into this left leg, opening with your breath. Big deep breaths, moving out the tension. Maybe sighing out with your breath. Softening your face and your jaw. And as you come to a few breaths with silence, just hearing your breath. Hearing the sound. Well, now put the hands back to the mat. 3 breaths as you take your foot forward and maybe moving the back foot, flexing the toes and the heel back. 3 big breaths, feeling into land with your breath from the back foot forward to the front, lifting your heart. Feel the hands there for you, lifting through your sacrum, your pelvis, lifting your heart. And then slowly moving that front foot back foot in, come onto your hands and knees again, and let's lift up one more time for downward facing dog, have the pedal out. In this down dog, let's sway our heels over to the left, feet are hip distance apart, and as you bend your left knee, look under the right upper arm a little bit, to feel the stretch through the right side, hands are pressing balance, but you'll be more weighted to your left. Have a nice stretch through. And then let's take the hands over, the heels over to the right, bend the right knee, press the left heel to the ground as you look under the left upper arm, feel the stretch through this side. Hands are balanced again. Coming back to center, let's drop onto our knees and we'll come to a seat with a twist now. So wrapping our right leg over our left. The knees can be bent and they can be center to the mat if that's okay for you. You can feel the hips grounding equally and you feel balanced in your pelvis. If it's a bit awkward for you to have the legs like that, you can straighten the bottom leg. And that can be straight with the right leg over and the right foot to the ground, flat with the sole on the ground. Let's wrap the left arm around, looking round to the right. As you draw belly into your thigh, feeling the belly with big deep breaths. Looking over the right shoulder, maybe the right hand stays there or you wrap it round the back. Big deep breaths. Let's stay for 10 breaths on this side. We'll do the same as we move again next time. Feeling your heart, feeling your belly with your breath. Remembering the beginning of class, breathing into the lower belly and up to the heart. Exhaling from the heart down to the lower belly, drawing navel to spine. Keeping that going, turning with your breath. Feeling the right ribs, the right lung, right shoulder. 2 more breaths, please. Noticing the feet and the right big toe flat to the ground. And then coming back to center. Let's shrug our shoulders a few times, and then we're going to bend the left knee but have the left foot flat on the ground just in front of us. Take the right outer ankle on top of the knee and the foot is flexed. Hands behind you. You can draw the left foot towards you a bit more and feel a stretch with the right knee and the right hip now. And we're in pigeon but seated. And also a few different other postures relate to this one as well, like flying eagle, the balance. As you breathe through, feel through the right hip, the leg, the knee, flexing the right foot. And then you can keep the hands as they are, or if you have availability, you can move the hands to the front of the left shin and then hug the left shin in with your left arm, maybe hugging the right arm around the right knee and the thigh, so you're really drawing the legs in and you're very kind of compact but staying lifted and long through the spine. Let's take 3 more breaths wherever you've chosen to be with the hands, lifting to your heart, to the crown of the head, feeling the right leg and hip. And then straightening the left leg again. I'm going to take the right foot to the outer edge of the left thigh and then turn, to your right. So you're turning all the way, like in a twist again, but slightly different now. Probably really feel it to the side of the body and to the lower back of the right side. Flex the left foot and we stay here for 10 breaths. Softening the right shoulder back, lengthening through, as if you could draw the heart to the middle of your shoulders each time, turning through your thoracic spine. You can use your left arm to weight the knee back a bit and encourage the stretch, the twist. 2 more breaths, breathing into the belly, inhaling to belly and heart, lungs. Exhaling from the top down, drawing lower belly in. Inhale, coming back, and let's shake the legs out, shrug your shoulders, and a bit of freedom before we go to the other side. Great. Let's take our left foot over our right leg. Maybe the leg stays straight if you straightened it on the other side, or both knees are bent and the knees are centered to you, hips are aligned, centered, and the left foot is pressing down. Your choice with the legs as you wrap the right arm around the left knee, looking round to the left. Left hand at the back can stay there or wraps around the back. Taking 10 big breaths, noticing this side as you turn to the left. Each breath turning through your ribcage, your thoracic spine, breathing deep to the belly, remembering the belly with an inhale from the belly through the heart, exhale from the heart to the belly. And as you breathe, listening to your breath for a few more breaths, the sound of your breath. Coming back to center. Let's take the left foot flat to the mat and draw it in. Sorry, the left foot is on your right knee, isn't it? Your right foot to the mat. Drawing the leg in, either the hands behind to start with, like we did last time. Let's take 3 breaths with the hands behind and then move, maybe, if you want to move. Keeping the hands behind is just as good as well. It just gives you a tiny bit more of a compact stretch if you have the hands to the legs. One more breath like this as we flex the left foot, and then taking the hands to the knees, area, the shins of both legs, drawing that right foot in, maybe wrapping the arms around the legs and drawing in even tighter. Lifting up through your heart, through your spine, feeling the stretch through this left side, the left hip, all the way around the hip. Breathing through. Keeping the right foot pressing to the ground and the left foot flexed. Lifting through your heart, your spine. Let's take 2 more breaths, please. And your shoulders relaxed, your heart lifted. And then softening as you straighten that right leg. We'll take the left foot over the foot and then turn to the left as much as you can, revolving round. We slightly drop to the left a little bit at a diagonal to increase the stretch. Right foot's out and the left foot's flat to the ground. Keep turning with your breath, feeling into the lower back, the side body, the shoulders, your heart through the center, aligning with your breath, breathing through, getting into the left hip and the leg, to the foot, pressing the left big toe down and flexing your right foot. 2 more big breaths, please. Looking to the left, drawing your left ribs round, and then slowly coming back to center. Let's take the legs out and shrug out the shoulders, and then let's lower down to our back. We'll do floating bridge, bridge posture, restorative, shoulders down next. So the feet into your hips, hip distance apart and level. Let's start with some normal pelvic lifts. With an inhale, lift the pelvis, draw up through the glutes and the legs. Exhale, start to round through the back, the mid-back to the lower back and the pelvis last. Keep that going with an inhale to ignite through the sun side, the front of the body. Exhale, softening the moon, the back of the body, drawing lower belly in, cross your pelvis. Inhale to lift up, press to the feet and maybe staying up now. If you want to practice floating bridge, hands over your head and rest the backs of the hands to the floor as you press from the feet, igniting the legs. Feel the front and the back of the body balanced. So each side of the body is the same effort and ease. You can stay in floating bridge if you like, 5 more breaths, or if you want to try a different version, hands towards the feet, palms down. Another variation is hands towards the inner ankles. Wriggle your shoulder blades towards the feet a bit more to hold the inner ankles with the hands. And this activates your shoulders moving towards each other. Or we can interlace the fingers, which is a little bit easier, but still activates the shoulders. And we'll stay for 2 more breaths. I'm sure we've probably had 5 already. If you want to lower, of course you can do. And then lowering, softening down to the ground. Well done. Let's sway out our knees from side to side. And next we'll take 1 more variation of bridge, whichever variation you would like, and maybe something that you didn't try last time. Lifting the hips again, feeling the legs magnetizing lifting through your glutes, maybe keeping the hands just to the sides of the feet, maybe the hands wiggle to the insides of the feet and you move your shoulders towards the feet a bit more. Maybe you lift the hands over the head, nice relaxing version. Or maybe you interlace the fingers in the lifted version. We'll have one more breath like this. And then you can choose to have the hands to underneath the hips and lower the hips to the hands. Or keep the hips lifted and they're just a bit lower than usual in your normal bridge. Move the feet towards each other, the inner pelvis width apart, and then we lift one foot up to the sky and move to the other side when you're ready. Doing it really carefully with the hips level and balanced, and choosing whether you need the hips on your hands to help you or the hips just floating above your hands, above the ground. One more, lifting your leg up to the opposite side you didn't start with, please, and then lowering down. Well done, lower all the way with the back, and let's hug the knees in, rocking from side to side. Well done. As you sigh out, we're coming into more softness and relaxation now. Let's take our hands underneath our hips and move the feet up to the sky. Flex and point the feet a few times, circling the ankles both ways, in your own way. And as if you were drawing the sun and the moon above you. If you want to, you can release your hands or keep them under the hips. And we'll just keep the legs for 10 big breaths in the air, in stillness, feeling into the blood and the water of your body like a waterfall through from the feet, the legs, the hips, through the bodies, the heart and the lungs, the face and the mind. Breathing with softness as you settle. And the legs may be shaking, maybe feeling the fluctuations, just keeping with it. Maybe the legs feel quite light, like they're floating. Softening your shoulders, your face, your jaw. Now let's just circle our arms and our legs like we were swimming on our backs in the sea. And as you soften like seaweed through your arms, your fingers, your legs, to your feet, just making some movements in your own way, whatever feels good for you and your body. Start to relax for Shavasana now, lowering down with the legs, softening your shoulders, your face. Maybe choosing any position that's right for you, or your arms wide, palms turned up, or the left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly again. As you surrender, soaking in all the goodness, all the balance of your practice. The sun and the moon in balance within you. And as you soften your breath, your body, noticing if you can drop through all the layers of your body, your skin, the fascia, the muscles,
ligaments, the bones. And feeling like your body was part of the ocean, and that your ribs, your bones were floating in this ocean, with the sun and the moon above, soaking in golden energy, reflecting through all of the water within you, all of the energy, the light stream, your blood, the energy of your cells, soaking in this life force source energy with balance of the sun and the moon. I read a passage from a translation of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, Threads of Yoga by Matthew Remsky. In deep relaxation, you can witness how experience is woven together. Such witnessing leaves traces. Your hidden aspects become integrated. A feeling of authenticity arises. It is deeper than you can hear or study. It begins to unravel future patterning. Bearing no future patterns, you become unbound. I read a quote from William Blake. To see a galaxy in a fingerprint, to see a world in a grain of sand, a heaven in a wildflower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour. As you seal your practice with love and peace, sending this love and peace out to the world. With thanks and gratitude, starting to wake in your own time, please. Moving your fingers, your toes, circling your ankles, your wrists if you like, enjoying a really nice stretch as you wake for your evening. And as we draw our knees in for a hug, can rest to our sides for a few breaths. Coming up to seated when you're ready, please. As you press your palms of your hands together, Anjali Mudra at your heart center, the moon in your left palm, the sun in your right. Bowing to the sun and the moon, bowing to all. Namaste.
Thank you.